guys, how's it going? Marcelo here.
And Weston.
And welcome to the E3 Sub-Arc 2016 Sub-Arc.
Episode 3.
I'm not doing what I did last year where I was like E3 2015 Sub-Arc, E3 2015 Sub-Arc, E3. Well, I'm not going to do that this year for 2016. Anyway, speaking of E3 2015, here's a Redux episode. We haven't done a Redux episode since E3 of 2014.
Oh.
So that's been a while. We haven't returned to some of the older games we talked about in quite a while, but we did go over this game last year, and there's a lot more that they revealed, and there's a lot more to go over, and a lot of questions left to be answered, so we're talking once more about Horizon Zero Dawn.
So, we just rewatched the trailer before recording, so that way we can get a little bit of more freshen up on that experience.
Yeah.
So, you want to start off on what you saw from the trailer?
Oh my god. Okay, well, going from the beginning and going all the way through the trailer, I guess, as we analyze this, one of the things I was hoping for that I did talk about a little bit last year is coming to fruition. You're going to see a lot more and hear a lot more, hopefully learn a lot more about the different tribes. You get to interact with a lot of different tribes people, and you even get akin to the most modern example I can think of right now is Uncharted 4. Other games do this too. You'll get to talk to them and then choose different options of how you want to carry the conversation. That's really cool. So a lot of variety, a lot of that's a neat feature. But point being, you do get to interact with a lot of different people from different tribes, and hopefully what I'm still hoping for is that they will factor heavily into the plot. Different tribes and such may be integral to the plot. So, not sure, but that's a really cool feature, so...
So, one thing that I noticed in this trailer is, like, unlike other trailers, she's wearing a different outfit this time around.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing that I've been really wanting to see is more customizability with your character and all that. If you look at the trailer, the most recent E3 2016 trailer, she's wearing more of a fur kind of covered outfit.
Oh.
Like more of a tribal looking outfit than her original look. So I was really kind of happy to see that, yeah, she can have different outfits and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then other stuff that we saw, we got to see more gameplay elements. And we got to see more varieties of robots.
Yeah.
Well, the first one that we see is a group of kind of like these crab-looking creatures.
In my reaction video, I called them turtles. I just really didn't get to see the detail. To be fair, I was watching it on my iPod, so I couldn't see them that well. I thought they looked more like turtles with their shells and whatnot, but they do look very, very much more crab-like in nature. They even have pincers, so, you know.
Yeah. And then when she attacks one of them to get, like, the loot, it gains, like, an energy shield.
Yeah.
So blocking them from the front. So
they move fast, too.
They move really fast.
Yeah.
They really close down the distance.
When they go to attack you, they just go boom, and they try and go and swipe at you. And it's
and then another interesting thing they showed it off in the first trailer is that you don't have to kill these robots to get the materials you need. You can just shoot off the materials. Mm-hmm. And they also show that with the grazers as well. Like the main robot she attacks. Yeah. Like she doesn't really have to kill them to get their parts. Or it's like she can just get them in a more non-lethal way by shooting off their canisters. That's the main thing that you're aiming for anyway, so you can get that way.
And I'm not even sure, because there have been, we're not 100% up to date on this game, even with just the trailers we've seen. There have been sprinkled in that Sony has revealed for some other events and whatever they've had in between last year's E3 and this year's. There have been even more gameplay trailers and such that we haven't seen fully. Like there was one they spent a good time showing the different traps you can set, the tripwires and the explosive wires and all that kind of stuff. I think that was E3. I think that was the PSX 2015. I think that was last year's PlayStation Experience. But
yeah, and then they also show off 2 other different types of robots in this game. One of which can actually, the second one that we see adds another variety to the gameplay in which you can hack the robots and then use them as mounts.
Yeah.
And they kind of explain this in game that, oh, she needed to get there faster, so what she does is she hacks a robot. It's called a broadhead.
It looks more like an ox.
Yeah, it looks like more like an ox slash more of a moose kind of looking robot.
Moose?
Yeah, moose. I would say it looks kind of more like a moose. We'll show it right here if we can.
It looks okay. I mean, I thought it was an ox, so that's what it looks like.
It could be an ox. Well, broadheads are kind of just more of like well.
It's sturdy and it's quick. That's all we need to know.
It's sturdy and it's quick. So she uses it to mount it, and what she did to just mount it is she put like the little traps on it, like the tripwire. More of like the tripwires that we see her use on like creatures like the Thunderjaw to bring it down.
Yeah.
And then she hacked into it and gained control over it.
That also begs the question, since, which we'll get into later, you can actually whistle over to them so you can call them over to come and help you so you can get back onto them and ride them again. Will you be able to pull a recore and have them fight with you, like alongside you? So that's something that I want.
That'd be interesting. And then could you hack other robots? I'm thinking you can.
Yeah.
It could be like an upgraded thing where you can upgrade to get different robots. Oh, maybe you can even ride the Thunderjaw. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah. Well, those tall ones, that's not what they're called. Which ones do you think? Which ones are the Thunderjaws? The ones from the first trailer?
Yeah, it's the T-Rex looking one.
Okay. So that's what I was thinking. But I don't know if we've learned the name yet of the big, tall, giraffe-looking ones with like the discs for heads, but they appear in this trailer. They've appeared in the majority of the trailers.
They appeared in pretty much all the trailers, but
nothing really on them.
Yeah, we don't even really see them attacking them. Maybe you don't attack them. Maybe there's the option that you can, but from what we've seen, these creatures, like, you don't do anything with them. They're just kind of, well, we see them there, but you don't see them fight them. You don't fight them in any capacity.
Will they play a big part in the story? I don't know.
I don't know.
We get to ride one. That's what I want to do.
Oh yeah,
that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. And then pretty much we're heading over there. Pretty much the mission is like there's like this demon creature that one of the tribes people they talk about. That's what he calls it. And then well, the character's like, what the hell? A demon? What are you talking about? And it turns out this thing has been corrupting robots and stuff, and that's why the Watcher. And apparently, it makes the Watchers go crazy. So it makes them from docile to attack people.
Mm.
And then when we get to the village and all that, we see this thing. It's called Corruptor, and it looks and it has like a different coloration compared to the other robots that we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, and it looks more primitive looking, and that's because
it looks more actually robotic and not so much as animalistic. So
yeah, it doesn't look like any type of animal. It definitely looks more mechanized.
Yeah.
And even in the trailer, she says, "Wait, this is an ancient robot. How did it get here?" So maybe this thing will play a more important role. Well, anyway, by its name, Corruptor, it's able to corrupt other robots, and we see it corrupt another Watcher, those little robots that. Yeah. Pretty much, I think they sound the alarm and stuff when up to warn the other robots that you're there. So so you're gonna have to take those things out. And from so they're kind of more the robots that get in the way. So anyway, she stealth kills it, and then she fights it. And there's another interesting thing is that this robot is weak to fire. So from what she said about it. And we get to see more traps, like especially like a gas balloon trap, in which if the enemy walks under it, she could shoot like a fire arrow at it and cause it to explode. So we get to see more of her weaponry, and from what we've seen, she's more of an archer kind of character, as she fights, you know, with long range strategic, accuracy and all that stuff. So I want to see more of I would like to see a little bit more hand-to-hand combat play. So maybe we'll get to see that at some capacity when she's dealing with, like, let's say she's dealing with tribes people. She uses more hand-to-hand combat style of gameplay. So again, that's something I kind of want to see. But for right now, we see her use a lot more of her bow. And then during the middle of the fight, she brings the broadhead back. She whistles it, and then she mounts it, and that gives her more mobility to, like, you know, run around and then fire arrows at the creature.
Yeah.
Well, at the Corruptor, and then during the fight, the Corruptor destroys her mount, so she loses it, and then she takes it down. And then after doing enough damage, like a certain weak point comes up, and then she shoots it, and then it dies.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the end of the trailer. So, from that, what can you do? Like, again, I think the gameplay looks really solid. I can't wait to get my hands on this.
Yeah.
Start messing around with it.
And it comes out February. We finally have a release date. Actually, I think the release date was supposed to be sometime this year, late this year, but it got pushed back to the very last day of February, so the 28th of next year. One of the things that I'm left wondering is more plot elements. Like, we went over this in the update video, the Arc 5 update video. We found out that the humans left. They didn't die. So where did they go, and how did we evolve? Because we're technically, specifically, one of the old ones. So, with the modern society that like we have nowadays, for example, growing old and then just we're kind of restarting, life and all that, having to breathe new life into the world because they've confirmed that the Horizon Zero Dawn takes place like a good, I think, 1,000 or so years, many years after us, this. So like, how is that going to factor into the story? Who started building these robots? And with that Corruptor, they started off looking like robots, and then with the ones that we've been introduced to from the very beginning, in that first announcement trailer from last year, they're animals, they're animalistic. But how did they start? Well, apparently like this Corruptor, but we're going to learn more about that hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So I want to see more. Again, with the world, I want to see more. I want to see more with those freaking giraffe-looking freaking robots. So there's a lot more that I want to see.
Yeah. So hopefully, what I want to see from this game, from expectation-wise, is I definitely really want to see more hand-to-hand combat, possibly with conflicts with the tribes. Because in one of the trailers, they actually show off her fighting another tribes member. But it looked like he was in a different tribe, and then plus, from other trailers, we see that there's different tribe systems. She's part of the first tribe, but there's tribes that are kind of smaller, and then there's tribes that are much more advanced compared to other tribes. So I definitely want to see more of these tribes and stuff. So maybe we'll get some more hand-to-hand combat, and then definitely see more robots and all that stuff. Because from, I think, one of the trailers, we do get to see a bird type of robot.
Oh yeah, not an eagle, but kind of an eagle, kind of like
more
of
like a falcon looking.
Falcon, yeah. I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Falcon.
And I want to really fight one of those things.
Yeah, I want to see those too.
And then maybe even some like seafaring robots, like some mechanized sea creatures.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting too. And I want to see more. I want to see more of those creatures and all that stuff.
Yeah. So verdicts.
Verdict 4.5 out of 5. This game just looks pretty interesting, and then from what we've shown, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty good game.
Yeah, 4.5 as well. Again, I'm saying my 0.5 for the experience. Once we finally get our hands on this game and we talk more about it, because I do want to talk more about it later in the future once it's already out. I'm saying it for the experience. Hopefully the experience is good. Hopefully the combat's great, and it seems to look really great. Very, very varied and all that. There's a lot to do in this game, so the explorative elements I really want to see, and they gotta be vast, and the whole world is just one giant world, so it seems to be very open world. You can go almost essentially anywhere, and I hope that it's going to have that feel to it, where you don't have to just follow a set path down this way. This is your mission first and foremost when you start the game. Go this way, and then you're interconnected from there into everything. Like, hopefully you can just kind of go wherever and find missions along the way, find things to do, survive basically. So you learn more plot elements through gameplay. That's one of the best ways to integrate story, is through gameplay. So 4.5. And that's kind of it. So I want to see more. You want to see more? It's looking really good so far. So with that being said, I'm Marcelo.
And I'm Weston.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Trash Talk E3 2016 so far.
You forgot what year it was.
No, I didn't. I was just trying to build it for suspense.
Ah.
apparently it failed.